Hey, what's up? My name is Daniela and today I'm going to talk about books I need to read before the end of 2018. I normally don't do TBRs because I am a huge mood reader, but I realized that if I want to achieve some of my reading goals for this year, I need to get strategic about more reading in December, so I compiled this list and I hope it will make things easier for me. First, I'm going to mention the books I'm currently reading. I'm currently reading 3 books and the first of them is Do Not Say We Have Nothing by Madeleine Thien. This is a historical fiction about the Cultural Revolution in China. I'm actually reading this one for work, so I really have to finish it in a few days because deadlines. The next book I'm reading is A Stranger in the House by Shari Lapena. This is a domestic thriller about a woman who gets into a car accident nearby a murder scene, which leads her husband to believe that he doesn't know that much about his wife. This is just an easy thing to listen to on audio because the writing is pretty simple and I want to listen to something when I can read a book physically, but I don't trust myself with keeping my concentration on stuff like fantasy or something with a more complicated storyline, so this has been good for this purpose. Another thing I'm currently reading is Big Magic: Creative Living Beyond Fear by Gilbert. This is a non-fiction book by the author of Eat, Pray, Love, and it's supposed to be inspiring and motivating for all kinds of creativity. I'm listening to the audiobook which is narrated by the author and I'm not the biggest fan of the narration so far and it hasn't been really life-changing so far, but she has had some thought-provoking points, so we'll see how it goes. Yet another thing I'm currently reading is Animal Farm by George Orwell. This is a reread because one of my goals for this year is to reread 5 books that I gave 5 stars to more than 5 years ago, and I have read 2 so far. At that time I used to give 5 stars to almost everything I kind of liked, so I want to revisit some of these and see what I think now. This is my first time reading this in English and I started yesterday and I hope I will get through it pretty quickly because it's really short. And now to the books I haven't started yet. The Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood. I keep mentioning this book in my videos because it's one of the books I really want to read this year and December is my last chance to do it. I'm quite apprehensive of what this book will make me feel because apparently it's horrifying, but I need to do it or at least attempt to do it. Next up is Sophie's Choice by Styron. This is the same story as The Handmaid's Tale. It's on my list to read in 2018 and it's pretty long, so I should probably start. In case you don't know, this is a story about World War II, so in this one I'm also afraid of the emotional impact. The next book is Tracys Tiger by Saroyan. This is another book I gave 5 stars to more than 5 years ago and I have reread it multiple times but not recently. It's kind of a classic, although according to Goodreads not that many people have read it and it's really hard to explain what it's about because it's kind of a one big metaphor and I'm curious how I'm going to like it this time. The second to last on my list is Fullmetal Alchemist by Hiromu Arakawa. I hold this in my recent library haul and since then I had to extend the loan and I still haven't read it, which is ridiculous because it's a comic book, so I should get through it pretty quickly. And the last book on my list is Jane Eyre by Brontë. This is another book I want to reread and it would be my first time reading this in English and I think it would be pretty nice to read this during Christmas because I don't really have any Christmassy books to read. And if I manage to read this as well as the other books I want to reread, I would complete my rereading challenge, which would be awesome. And that is all for the books I need to read in December. Let me know if you read any of these or which book you need to read before the end of this year, or leave me any other comment. You can also like this video if you enjoyed it and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more of me. Thank you so much for watching and I will see you next time. Bye!